Well, hello, 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 stamping friends. How is everyone this evening? I am Caron Bailey. I am your ATX Stampin' Lady. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and tonight I'm here with you to share a technique. It is Technique Tuesday here in the craft room. So I hope you guys were able to grab your supplies. So come on in and join me in the craft room. All right, so this, again, if you're new to my channel, welcome and thank you for taking the opportunity to spend some time with me, and I'm so glad that you're here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. If you're a returning watcher, guys, I am so happy to have you here, and I'm so glad for your patience this evening. Unfortunately, I had a long night at work, and so everything got thrown off, and so but here I am. I promised I'd be here, so here I am. So come on into the craft room and let's get started. All right, so what are we going to need for tonight's project? Oh, don't forget that with Tuesday techniques, we focus mainly on the technique, not necessarily on creating a card. It's about creating the technique. Okay, sometimes the technique is simple, sometimes it's more challenging, but it's about creating, learning the technique. All right, so what do we have? What do you need for tonight? If you are over on my Facebook page in the event, I don't know if I told you what you would need, but you're going to need some coffee filters, and I have two here, so that just tells you I'm trying to maybe do this twice tonight. You're going to need some baby wipes, and I got these little dude wipes here. And then you're primarily going to need some glue sticks, and some cardstock, of course, and then some colors. Okay, any ink will work with this. It's just because it's tie-dye, you want to make sure that it's colors that you're going to enjoy, that look well together. Okay, so I hadn't even thought about my colors today. I mean, being late today just threw me off 100%. So I think for my first one, I'm going to try to stick in the in colors, okay? So I'm thinking that I'm probably going to work with my favorite color, Petunia Pop, Summer Splash, and Shy Shamrock, okay? So these are the three colors that I'm going to work with tonight. All right, so once we have these, I'm sorry, Linda, that you can't hear me. I've been messing with the audio. I'm not sure what's going on there. Please turn the volume up. I'll do my best to fiddle with some stuff on this side, but not sure what's going on. Can you hear me now? Everything here seems to say that I have sound, so I hope you can hear me. Not sure what's going on, okay? But these are the colors that you're going to need. Petunia Pop, or that I'm working with. You can choose whatever colors that you want. Summer Splash, Shy Shamrock, and I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't do... Ooh, I think I'm going to change out one of the colors and go for Boho Blue. So here we go. We're going to put back Shy Shamrock for this first project anyway. So this is kind of a fairly easy technique, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to just grab one of our pieces of... What is this thing called? My coffee filter, I'm sorry. And even though I have my mat, I'm going to protect my surface. I'm going to bring out a silicone mat. Just to make sure I don't mess up that surface too much. All right. So the first thing we're going to do, now I found this technique over on Split Coast Stampers. As I've said to you guys before, I do, when I'm looking for inspiration or I'm just wanting to learn something new, I more often than not will search, go to Split Coast Stampers, or I'll go to Pinterest. But this specific technique came from Split Coast Stampers. So we're going to take this coffee filter and we're going to ball it up here. Okay. Create a lot of texture in it. And then once we have all of that, we're kind of just going to fold it like so. Like accordion fold it. Well, I'm not even doing this very well, so let me pick it up. I probably should have a little bit more folds in it, because then you want the color to blend a little bit more. Alright, like so, like so. I would tell you what this kind of reminds me of, but yeah. When we would make a fan in you know, elementary school and stuff, this is kind of what we would do. You could probably also put a rubber band around it, just like if you were doing a tie-dye. But this is what I saw in that tutorial on Split Coast, so this is what I'm sharing with you. Alright, so what you would do then is you grab one of our baby wipes, and we're going to use this to transfer our color. Now what I'm going to do is I don't want to have that baby wipe stuff in my ink pad direct. So I'm just going to use this and transfer color. Okay. And so what we're going to do is we're going to ball this up a little bit. And this is what we're going to use to transfer our ink. Okay. Making sure to keep these pleats. Oh, that's what they're called, pleats. That might get it to transfer a little bit better. Yeah, I don't want to do that just because I'm going to have to get in here to transfer, because it really, I'm not sure of the impact that it'll have on my my ink pad. So I really don't want to do that. So I would probably tell you the best thing to do for this technique, so that's the first tip that I'm going to tell you, is that I would use my ink refills. That's what I would use for this technique. Okay? It might make it a whole lot easier to transfer color. That's Summer Splash. Grabbing all my colors. Give me a second here. All right. So I'm going to grab my Summer Splash ink refill. Oh, that might make it even faster if I do it that way, right? But let's do it the way that Split Coast said to do it. Let's do it that way first. And we just might find that an easier way to transfer. Oh, that's easier, much easier. All right. I'm going to grab another piece. I think the next color, we're going to, well, let's grab that. And put some more down here. Okay, so the next color I'm going to use on this is our boho blue. I going to put that away just yet. I don't know why I didn't pick up my boho blue. Where's my boho blue ink refill? Huh. That's interesting. Okay. It seems to not be with the rest of the ink. So let's go ahead and start with this one. Grab another. And this all we're doing is creating our tie-dye. Okay. Make sure you open this up a little bit. Make sure the ink is getting in between everything. Now this is not the neatest technique, and normally I would probably run screaming for the hills, grabbing some gloves or something. But this is a testimony to running late and not being able to put my supplies, everything. I should have done it this morning, but I was running late for work this morning too, right? Okay, and then boho blue. I don't know where my ink refill is, so we're gonna have to make the ink pad work. Has the audio worked any better? All right, so next we're just gonna put the boho blue in there. And I can definitely confirm that using the ink refills for this particular technique will work so much better. Okay. One, you pick up so much more ink. Make sure you get in there. So this is a very beautiful color combination, and I just kind of randomly picked it tonight. So this is Petunia Pop, Summer Sky, and Boho Blue. Right off the bat, I can see it's a beautiful color combination. Okay, I'm going to do this one more time. And in my vast experience, all 5 minutes of doing this technique, it is definitely worth it, preferable to use your ink refills in this process. Okay? All right, so now let's open it up and see what we have. Once you open it up, you can see your tie-dye, and each and every time you do this, this will look different. Okay? Oops. Okay. So here's our tie-dye guy. All right. I like this. And you just create backgrounds with this. So I'm going to try it with, what is it that I'm going to try it with? Let me see. Do I have 3 colors? 1, 2. Only have 2 colors. Hmm. I might try it with that one. All right, so now that we've done that, let's set this aside, let it dry. We'll come back and I'll show you how to attach that and create a card with it. So let me grab some inks that I have the refill for. Right handy. All right, let's try it with these and see what we have. And in theory, this should work better if we do it directly from the ink refills, as I think we should. Okay? This just does not want to do what I want it to do. Alrighty. So tomorrow's a holiday here in Austin, in Texas. It's Juneteenth. That's what it's called. And so we're off tomorrow. So I'm definitely going to take that opportunity. So I'm going to start my day off with a long walk with the Slowest Shell Walkers. That's the name of my walking group. We generally get together on every weekend and we go for about 3 to 5 mile walk. Well, we walk as long as we want to anyway. Whatever that happens to be for that time frame. And then now you can do this and fold this in any manner. If I had a rubber band in here, I would try it with the rubber band. Okay. And maybe not having the fold so even might be a ticket too. Alright, so here we go. So the colors I brought out, I had these ink refills handy. So I'm going to play with them. And I'm going to go direct to, I'm going to go direct. Okay, and see how that works. Okay. Now remember, I don't have any idea what I'm doing here. This technique is new to me. So I'm hoping, who knows, I may have invented something new, huh? No, the tie-dyeing technique is definitely there. If you're not familiar with it, please go check out Split Go Stampers. You don't really have to be in a slump to check it out. Sounds like fun. Oh, so you can hear me now. Woohoo! This is Sweet Sorbet. So this was, let's see, we're in 2024 to 2026. This was what, a couple seasons ago, I think this was, like 2. Okay. And I don't normally do mixed media type projects, but I saw this one and I really, really enjoyed it. I thought it looked really good. Call me a child of the 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 tie-dye era. Okay. Then I brought out the Starry Sky. I'm sorry, Orchid Oasis. This was a baby wipe. This is a coffee filter. I tried to apply the color directly with the baby wipes. Didn't quite work so well for me. And for me personally, seemed like applying it directly from the refills seems to help the ink to apply a little bit faster and better. Now you can do whatever color combinations you want. It's completely up to you. Um, Now some of this is going to get covered up. So how often you apply your inks, let that be your guide, okay? So here you have this second color combination. Look at that. So we've got 2 of these. Well, my hands are a mess now. This is why I would have run and grabbed gloves, just because for me, So I think I could probably do a better job of applying the inks. So here we have our 2 tie-dye backgrounds. I'm going to take a shot and do the heat tool on it. All right. Now, all we need now is our card base. We have done our backgrounds, you guys. So I'm just going to grab 2 card bases that are, I'm going to trim them down to 4 by 5 and a quarter. And the only reason I'm going to trim them down is because I like to use a mat, okay? I just like things to have a little depth and dimension. So we're going to trim this down to, oh boy, give me a second. I'm already making messes here. Okay. And we're going to trim this down to 4 by 5 and a quarter. You can trim your panel to whatever it is you'd like. All right, so we've got 2 pieces of basic white. That's 4 by 5 1/4. Now, when I watched the technique, it indicated that the best way to adhere your coffee filter is with a glue stick. Y'all, this is stuff that we use in kindergarten, right? For arts and craft. I don't ever use, I don't use these. So let's see what we got going on here. Now this, even though it's purple, you guys, this dries clear. Okay. And then we're just going to adhere this like so. And because you've kind of crinkled it up a little bit, you'll be able to see the texture in it and your tie-dye. And you have created your background. Okay. There we go. Then we're just going to turn this over to secure it. Okay. Then we're going to fold it to secure it along the back. Like so. Now you could do this technique with washi tape also. Have you ever seen the washi tape that is like pretty wide, maybe a couple inches wide? You could use that to cover your cardstock. Trim it. And here we have our first panel. Now a lot of this excess on the back you can go ahead and trim off so you don't have to deal with it. But here we've got our first card base, y'all. You know, I'm ecstatic about the end results. This is what I mean about trimming your cardstock. Now, what can you do with this, right? You guys, you can make die cuts out of this. Okay? You don't have to use it straight just as a panel, but you can make a die cut out. Use your die cut. Right? Line up your word dies, your floral dies on the print, and die cut stuff. Okay, so that is also an option. You do not have to use it just as it is. You can use it as a medium to attach to something else. Okay, put that one aside. Let's go ahead and take this one. This one's pretty. Look at this. And then you can just find whichever orientation works best for you, whatever you like. I think I like that one. So the first thing to tell you guys, this technique is not a clean technique. If you're like me and getting ink all over the place is not your is not something that you enjoy, still try it, but just make sure to take like if I had some gloves, because my having ink all over my hands really does bother me. It is something that is not it's not fun for me. I don't enjoy it, which is pretty much why I don't do a lot of mixed media projects. I find that mixed media does tend to be a little bit, um, how do I say this? How do I say this? Mixed media does tend to be a little bit on the messy side. And I'm just mitering the corners so that I can fold them over a little bit better. And then I'm just going to seal this side down like so. Gonna trim this like so. Trying to get rid of any excess bulk. Oops. It does not want to stay put like that. Was anybody into tie-dye when they were growing up? Are you flower power children out there? Okay. All right. So now I'm going to do a little bit of trimming. I like this one too. These are some cute, interesting panels. So I would probably tell you definitely using the ink, like I said, using the ink refills, probably a better way to go than to use the ink pads themselves, although that is an option. And then you want to use, I think, maybe some baby wipes, but make sure that they have enough moisture in them to be able to pick up and transfer the color from the pad to the coffee filter, okay? So let's just trim this up and finish up a couple of cards. Remember, we don't need all this stuff on the back, okay? Okay. Probably going to change these snips out because they are not so very sharp on the paper. That's easier. Okay, let's trim that off like so. Okay. Let's trim that off like so. That off like so. Okay, and that's not too bad there. Let's just put a little on here. Do you guys have an Amazon in New Zealand? I don't know. I know McDonald's is everywhere. I don't know if Amazon is everywhere as yet. Probably is though. All right, so we've got our two card fronts here. Now remember, you can die cut these. Or you can get Amazon, so maybe you can get some more coffee filters from there. Um, let me tell you what's going on here. So when I applied the inks here, I didn't quite get in between the folds, so you see that it's kind of splotchy here. Whereas it seems a little bit more consistent that the ink bled and we have a little tie-dye image running through consistently across. This seems more blotchy. So depending on the effect, you can use either one. So here's what I'm getting ready to do is I'm going to try to create a card tonight. So I don't have any idea what I'm doing, huh? So let's figure it out. So what I'm seeing is this. Seeing some gold and some silver, right? And all I'm going to do, I don't know, is a bow like consistent with tie-dye? I don't know. I don't know. But hey, it's only paper. If we don't like it, we can always start over, right? One of my crafty friends, Sue Haskell, um, there was one time I was doing, I don't know what it was, and I was having the most difficult time with bows. And she's like, why don't you just tack it down? So that's just regular Scotch tape that I used to put that in place. And then let's just quickly come up with a sentiment. I have Poised Peony right next to me, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to go best birthday wishes. Probably just going to stamp that twice. Oh, so after the walk tomorrow, I may sit, depending on how long it takes us to finish, I'm wanting to get at least, the very least, 3 miles in, maybe 4 or 5 on our walk tomorrow. Then, and it's all depending on the time, and I say that because I have got to, I was able to schedule my bi-weekly visit to my barber for tomorrow. Thank God he's working, so I don't have to do it on Saturday. Oh, that's white. I don't need white. So I'm gonna arrange and go get my hair cut. I cut my hair every 2 weeks. Okay. Then what else? Oh, then I'm spending the rest of the day in the craft room on Zoom with my stamping friends. Oh yeah. I love crafting with them, especially on holidays when I have time off. All right, so we've got our sentiments done. And again, our Tuesday nights is for learning a new technique. It's not necessarily making the card focus. It is primarily to make sure we have the technique down pat. So I'm looking for a, I'm going to do a punch, I think. All right, that'll work. Let's hope it fits. So this is the Heartfelt Hexagon Punch. That looks not straight. That's better. That's one. I'm right-handed, y'all. And that was the most uncomfortable thing for me, trying to die cut with my left hand. I don't know why, but I'm like, I don't like the feel of that at all. All right, let's see. What other scraps do we have out here that we can use to mat? Well, black is always a good color for matting. So let's grab a piece of black cardstock here. Mm. I'm going to put just a little mat on our, and we're going to do a top mat layer. So if you're ever trying to nest or mat a piece of cardstock, but you don't have a punch or anything that is like the next size up, you can punch the same image or the same whatever the shape is, and you can mat it that way. Okay. Do your best to line it up. All right. Even borders along, because you still want to get a matte layer, right? Okay. And then do the same. Oops. Again, making sure to get somewhat of the border along each side. And there we've just matted this sentiment. Okay. Gonna put that happy birthday, best wishes birthday right here. Put that a little bit on some foam tape. So I hope you do give this technique a try. You might take a little bit of fiddling to do, but if the tie-dye effect that you're going to get from this is it's completely subjective, meaning whatever your result is, you might like, but maybe somebody else won't like, and your results will not be consistent. So you may get something you like today, do the same thing tomorrow, and it'll come out completely different. That was the beauty of tie-dye. Definitely was the beauty of tie-dyeing. Okay. We'll put this best birthday wishes right here. Like that. Tie a bow. Okay, my fingers are really inky and it's really bothering me. I'm telling you, for a paper crafter, I don't like the inky fingers thing. Sorry. So sue me. Isn't that what they say? All right, where's my third hand? Oh, come on. There it is. There's my third hand right there. Now the amount of times you wrap the twine tells you how many loops. So kind of just to determine how many loops you want on your bowl. Mhm. I had to become the late night stamper. How many late night crafters do I have that's watching? If you are a late night crafter, um, comment hashtag late night. Yeah, let me stop fiddling with that thing and just cut a bigger piece. Okay. And we're going to just work that little bow towards the center. Give it a tight pull. And do our next loop, our next knot. And oops. I sometimes have a little bit of trouble sleeping. And I'm like, instead of staying up and staring at the four walls, maybe if I have some late night stampers in the group, we can do a little stamping projects. Okay. Then you just kind of spread your loops a little bit, fanning them out. And then I'm just going to place this like right here. Grab me some glue dots. Okay. And I'm going to lay this out so that I want it in an up and down orientation, which is what, horizontal portrait style. So I'm going to put this here like that. Fan them out some more, like so. And there we go. And there's our tie-dye background. Oh. Oh my gosh. I know my craft room is my happy place, but I don't know what it is. I just don't like getting ink on my fingers. One of the very reasons why I do not do multimedia projects is because there's too much chance for me to get all messy, and it's like a no-go. It is definitely not my favorite part of this craft. All right. And just like that, you guys, we have created one of our tie-dye background cards. Look at that. Simple. Very, very simple. So I hope you guys are you guys tracking the extra 10% off promotion that's going on with Stampin' Up? Oh, I'm excited for that. With the extra 10% off on specific bundles that Stampin' Up have in available, and I think mostly it's some of the new stuff as well as some of the items in the online exclusive. Or for online exclusives. And what they deal are some of our Stamp and Die bundles is generally you get 10% off when you bundle. Okay. Well, now through the end of the month, you're going to get an extra 10% off of specific bundled items. Stamp and Die bundled items. Let me be very specific about that. All right. So if there's anything you're looking at in the annual catalog, and there's a specific section in the online store that you can go to, I'll leave a link to it in the description box, and it will take you directly to just those specific items so that you can already start your spending on the items that are already on sale. If you do shop with my online store and you see something that you like, I'm so naughty this month. Don't forget to shop in my online store and use the host code. The host code is F as in Foxtrot, G as in Golf, Q as in Quebec, Y as in Yankee, number 2, Q as in Quebec, number 2, and M as in Michael. When you shop in my online store and you spend $50 or more, you are eligible to not only do I send you a thank you gift, but I will also enter you into the monthly drawing to win a prize. So again, host code open through the end of the month, FGQY2Q2M. Shop using that online code and enter to win. Get a free gift from me when you spend $50 or more. That's card number 1, you guys. Card number 2, I'm basically going to do the same thing. I am going to use the same sentiment, so therefore we'll just have 2 different cards in 2 different colorways. So I hope you enjoyed learning about the tie-dyed technique. I'm pretty sure there's so much more to learn about this technique, how you can get the colors a little bit more consistent across there. But you guys, I'm actually loving the effect with the splotches anyway. So give this a try. If you do, I'll put the link to my Facebook event. When you do create this card, please post an image there for me. I would love to see what you create with this technique. All right, guys, thanks again for joining me. I don't want to keep you too late. It is almost 10 p.m., 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time here. So it is time for me to bid you guys adieu, because I do have to get up to go to work in the morning. So thanks, you guys. Thanks for stopping by. And don't forget to check me out tomorrow in my Facebook group. I tend to go live. Oh, sorry. I will not be live tomorrow. I'm doing a Stampin' Up event tomorrow that starts at 7. If I do go live, because I do have some projects that I do need to finish, it will be another round of late night stamping. And I'll do that in my Facebook group. Otherwise, I will see you back here on Thursday in the craft room on YouTube, where we case the annual catalog. On that note, you guys, again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I will see you guys, and happy stamping.